taxi has 3 different areas. And it's the walks, it's the visits, it's the overnights, and it's the actual pet taxi part of it.
That's 4.
Okay? And what I do is I have clients, and I call them furries. And they are the best clients ever because I never ever have to apologize for something.
Ooh!
I have a heckler. They never, they're always happy to see me, and they really have taught me the do's and don'ts of running the pet taxi. So, although I do have to admit that the furries did have the run of the house, and they did keep me in the dark a lot of times. So hence, when I was in meet and greets, that's why I asked where the light switches are now. Okay? Because, as you can see, there's furries in here. Okay? But I never know where they are. Okay? Now, I do have furries who do the night shift for me, and they really enjoy doing it. They have night goggles, okay? And they have the high place, so they can tell you kind of where everything's going and stuff like that. Okay. Now, I have pranksters, and for example, I have 4 cats, and I was told that 2 will meet me in the living room, and 2 will be under the bed. So first night I come in, 2 living room, 2 under the bed, 2 sets of eyes looking back at me, so everything's fine. Second day, fine. Third day I go in, hi kitties, how's it going in the living room? I go back, I look under the bed, and 2 sets of eyes looking back at me. And then I go back into the living room, and now there's 4 cats. So I know these 2 under here didn't get past me, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I go back, and I don't want to upset the ones under the bed, so I lift the bedspread up, and I have a flashlight, and I'm going under, and lo and behold, the last 2.5 days, I've been chatting with a pair of cat slippers. So I'm like, this is where I don't get into it, you know, because I don't know where the other 2 are. But, so then you have the escape artist. I have a cat and a dog, and I did everything the owner told me to do and put them in. Came back the next morning, the cat's sitting on the porch outside. So your first thought is, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I thought I put you in. You know, the cat's like, I know. So I'm like, and I walk in, and the dog's like, so second night, it's total eye contact with the cat, with the dog. Cat's on the table, dog, I'm walking backwards, I'm making sure they're in, I shut the door, thinking, all right, we're good. Next morning, come back, cat's out on the porch. So I go in, and the dog's like, so I pretend to leave this time. And I take the dog and we're out on the deck, and I think I have the vantage points of where I think the cat's coming out, because A, I do have to figure out how they're getting out for the owner's sake, and B, I have to find out what they're doing because it's driving me nuts. So the dog's like this, looking up, and so on cue I look up and I see, and there's a cat coming out of the bedroom or the bathroom window, and it had chewed a hole in the screen. So, and it didn't know that I was there, so it's up on the ledge, then it's on the limb, and it's coming down, it's going to go back on the deck, and I think in mid-jump is when it saw the dog and I there, and it's like, hi. So just like kids, I took him in, took the cat upstairs, and I point, and I'm like, no, you know, and I shut the window, and I go back down, and then I'm thinking, with this particular cat, I'm like, I'm so sorry, dog. She knows you've told on you. And so when I came the next day, the dog was out. So then I have the ones that are they eat everything in the bowl, and then they eat everything that's not in the bowl. Okay. And then I have a parent, a furry. Her parents are set on my speed text because every so often I'll text them and I'll say, you might want to stop at the store and get your second choice for dinner because I'm pretty sure your first choice is no longer on the counter. There's one where the owner has a dog, and usually the dog goes and stays with them, and she was staying with these 2 very, very nice women, adorable. But the owner tells them, you know, don't trust the dog. she's cute, don't trust the dog. You think anything that's going to happen that won't happen, it will happen. Okay? So apparently these two women were leaving, and they were so proud of themselves. They, put everything in the microwave, they did everything here, the counter was all clean, and they were both leaving, and they said goodbye to their dogs and the other dog, and then they saw this pot on the stove with a lid on it, and they both looked, and they're like, no, nothing can happen. Now, in defense of that furry, the owner said, if you think something's not going to happen, it's going to happen. Okay? So, they come home, the lid's off, dinner's gone, but there's no mess. I mean, it's almost like, so, and this is where the story changes, because they're saying that their dogs come around the corner and they're, they're looking and they're not feeling guilty or anything, and then the other dog comes around and says, hey, what happened there, And, so, but the story I got from my dog, the other furry, okay, that's my dog, is that they couldn't prove who the paw print was, who it belonged to on the lid. And secondly, if they could prove that it was her paw print, then she wanted to point out that she had to have help to get up on the counter. So that's the story. That's what we're sticking to.
Guilty.
Now, that's kind of the walks, the visits. Overnights, they are something different. I did show you the kitties with the night goggles and stuff like that. And we also have, during the night, they do the night shift, and then in the morning, we haven't woken up yet. There's one who just always wants to keep an eye on me and making sure that I'm doing it correctly, and doesn't want me to know that I'm watching her. So, and then we have one who we have so much fun during the overnights that he really doesn't ever want me to leave. And I have to say, he's very adamant about me not. So,
keep going?
No, stop.
Oh.
And so this, we can go ahead.
Are you ready?
Yep. Now, I know winter was brutal on all of us, okay? And I have to say that I have one furry who, no matter what, during the winter, she would get her walks in, even if they had to be inside and during nap time. Okay? Okay. So now, the other one is I pet taxi, and that's really what I wanted to do, basically, and then the others kind of came. And I've been doing it for a while, so I have my experienced riders, and they know that
it's coming.
I have my experienced riders, and he knows to wait until I'm done, and then they're locking in, and then he knows to go to the taxi and get it. But on occasion, I will have the new one on the block, okay? So I have the new one, we have the experience, the new one, and then the experienced one finally gets the newbie into the vehicle, and then we go, and usually we go to the vet with the groomers, or we can go to this really cool place called camp, and they go and you can play at camp, and great staff there. It's wonderful staff. And there is a camp director there, and she has been known to say that she loves all her dogs equally, and she doesn't have favorites. Or does she? So I take them to camp, and then it's basically I drop them off and I come back. And if you've never been to this camp, it's an area where you go in, the office is there, and then you look back and you see all the dogs. So if an owner comes in and the dog's in that big area there, they'll see the owner, they'll come up to the gated area, and then they'll come in and go out with their owner. Now when I come in, they don't really know who's being picked up. So they're kind of like, the ones that anticipate are kind of moving forward. There's ones over here like, you're just going to come in here. I don't know, what this is. So I tell the staff person right here, and that person tells the staff person way in the back. And it really doesn't matter what name I give this person because it's like that telephone game. The dogs hear just their name, okay? So first couple times I did this, they all like kind of ran to the area, and I'm thinking, oh, they're going to take that staff person out. Oh my God, I'm so, you know. So, but no, the name that they give to that staff person in the back is the one that pops out. I mean, you have like 20 dogs coming to this area. That dog pops out, walks them around. Hey, how's it going? You here to get me? And I'm like, so, but I have to say that really the most important thing that I have learned from my furries is ever tell the cat that you're here to see the dog. Ever. So I want to thank my friend Karen for doing the visuals here.